guys are so nuts.
New poll coming in hot.
Boys.
Watermelon hail.
Let's get the hype going in the chat. Lock it. Doesn't look like it may not be on the ground right now, so Dick Worsham. Dude, I can't. I just can't with that name. Oh!
10,000.
Oh
10,001. 2. It just keeps going. It's like a clock.
How are you doing tonight, Phoenix of the Gods?
Oh my. Not what I was expecting.
Looks like it's starting to rope out a little bit, Edgar. This is crazy.
Wow! Look at that!
At Angela Holmes 927 super chatted $6.78. Well done, guys. Love from me.
I can't even with this right now, guys. Like, what is this?
Brad is out front. Brad is taking a strong lead. Here comes number 7, right on the side. Number 1, number 14. We're making a push. Number 7. Oh my God! Number 5 is going down to the end. Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, dude.
Like, oh. Okay, here we go.
Hey, who's this girl in the back, bro? She's just sitting here, just hadn't said a damn
get a hype
word,
going.
just staring at us.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh.
Dave, hold your mic button down.
What's
Who's
up?
ready? Wait, what's your username? Hold on. Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
Let's go! Count it down! And now,
3, 2,
1, go! Ah! All right, we're ready. Let's cook. Let's go.
The following program is a production of the Stormfront Freaks Network.
Where am I? What is this place? It's so dark. Oh, what is that sound? Ah! Lock it, Chad! It's the Big Weather Show! Oh! I'm your host, Stormcat5. That is absolutely insane. We're going to talk about the biggest stories in weather. That is a massive debris ball. And who knows what we're going to say. Was that Lactatia?
It's Letitia.
So strap in, buckle up. The Big Weather Show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Let's go. Let's go, chat. It's me, DJ Cat 5, and we are absolutely cranking today. Listen, chat, what I need you to do is lock in. Let's go. Let's get the hype going in the chat right now. Let's go. We have got an epic show for you today. We're going to crank. We are going to lock in. And we are going to roll. We're going to talk about the biggest stories in weather happening right now. We're going to talk about the summit. Are you ready? Let's go. Ah! Come on. Let's go. Oh my goodness, chat. Welcome in, chat. Welcome in. I'm your host, DJ Cat5. I got my new DJ booth. How are we doing today, chat? How are we doing today? Right now. We're taking the DJ hats off. Let's get a chat check-in right now. Tell me where you're checking in from. The chat is absolutely hype right now. Tell me where you're checking in from. Don't tell me the address. Tell me the city and state. City and state. Let's get the chat check-in right now. I'm scooting the camera over just a little bit. There we go. Now we're centered. We got Georgia, Carol, checking in from Georgia. That's right, chat. Every time you donate, I make upgrades. These upgrades are all because of you. I got a DJ booth, and I'm in the middle of the mountains right now. We got Colorado. Tom, checking in from Colorado. Wilson, he said Brady's back. Olivia, checking in from Iowa. Guitar, checking in from Beavertown. Highly doubt that. Rob, Iowa. We got Chicagoland. I don't know what's going on with the chat right now. Amanda says Minnesota. Sue, checking in from Florida. Kat from Maryland. Oh my goodness. Sprinkles says these upgrades are awesome. Sprinkles, you have no clue. We're going to keep them rolling here. Levi.
At Levi 15 super chatted $4.
My goodness.
99 cents.
Brother Levi.
Fire emoji.
Wow. Brother Levi with the 5 bomb. Getting it off on the right note. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Brady's roof. That is absolute shocked. Let's get, we got Pettis in the chat as well. Brother Pettis, welcome. Unbelievable. We got the regulars checking in from all across the world. There's got to be someone in here from Australia. There's got to be. I tell you what, chat. Wow, that is
massive.
Wow, that is massive. That's right. Levi.
WX super chatted $10. Lock in chat.
Lock in. Lock in, chat. That's right. We got to lock in right now. Do it. That is the perfect segue here. We're going to bring in 2 guests right now. We're going to bring in Brother Stu, Brother Connor, and Brother Dan. They're all coming in at once here. Oh, my goodness. I removed Connor. Wow.
That was 3 guests, not 2.
I can't count, okay? I can't count. I can't
Not
count
locked
at
in.
all.
Unlocked.
So,
count
the big weather... exactly. Oh, no. We got more members coming to the chat right now. Oh, no. Someone's commenting on my YouTube video. This is getting off on quite a chalk start.
At Wilson016 super chatted $9.99.
Oh.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. That's right. Oh, the pixelation is already starting. I'm already lagging. It's not good. It's not good. It's not the lag. It's StreamYard. I promise, Connor. Don't worry. Brother Levi as well. Or that's Lucy. Lucy's in the chat as well. Oh, my goodness. We got the members just absolutely showing up here in big numbers. Connor, I'm going to start with you because everyone wants to know, guys. If you didn't know, Connor got absolutely chalked over the weekend. Connor is driving now somehow with a busted leg. Connor, how are you doing?
I'm doing a little bit better than I was a couple of days ago. Still chalked. I can't straighten my knee above about a 75-degree angle.
Oh, no.
So it's not great, but I can drive. I can hobble, and that's all I need to be able to do in the meantime.
And Connor, I'm pulling up right now, guys. For those that didn't see it, this was Connor over the weekend, and Connor was in a wheelchair over the weekend. He was Connor. Give us the backstory. What happened for the people that didn't hear it?
Yeah, I was playing some basketball. went up for a layup, got fouled in midair, went all crazy in the air, came down on one foot, and that right leg that I landed on some kid's foot. So my knee just went, popped out of place, tore something. Don't know what I tore yet, but definitely tore something. We'll figure it out next week with the MRI, but.
Oh, no. I'm trying to find the picture of the basketball game. Guys, this was the game here. And there's a little bit better of a picture. Let's see. That one. Okay, this one's not blurry. So this is the basketball game.
Wish somebody would have got the video of me dunking before I got hurt.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, that video is lost. No one sees that. But this was the game. And Connor, do you want to point out who is the one? No, just kidding. We're not going to do that. But this was Connor. This is the paramedics, guys. We literally had to call the paramedics. First of all, that guy was pretty badass. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, the Y had to call him. They said it was part of their protocol, so.
Yeah, that's absolutely chalked. So you got the paramedics there. They brought up the stretcher, and they actually carted him out on the stretcher. But you can clearly see he couldn't walk, but it's not like you were dying, right?
No, I was fine. I just couldn't walk. That's all there was to it. It's pretty classic. Tear your meniscus, tear your ACL. You're not going to be walking on it for a little bit.
No, it's not good. So what did the doctor? So Connor actually went to the doctor today. What did the doctor say today?
Well, in all the glory of the beautiful United States medical care system, I waited for about an hour and a half in the lobby to go back to the doctor for him to look at my knee for about 2 minutes, kind of move it around, feel it around, and then proceed to tell me, yep, let's get you scheduled for that MRI, and to walk out, and now I have to wait a week for the MRI.
Oh, no. That's chalk. Did he give you any inclination of like, hey, it looks bad, the swelling's bad? He gave you nothing. No, he literally felt it around. He said, all right, so, obviously the concern based on what you told me is meniscus and ACL. And he didn't, that was it. He was just like, those are the concerns, so we need an MRI. Fantastic. And that was it. Fantastic. That was it. So it sounds like you need a better doctor, brother. That's chalked. I mean, it's nothing. They got like a week's worth of people waiting on MRIs, I guess. So that's chalked. I just fell in line. I'll be honest. Normally, when I had to get an MRI about a year ago, it took me about 3 weeks. So 1 week is pretty good. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah. 1 week is pretty good. But before that, guys, I tell you what, Connor was cooking. We were cooking. Our team was kind of cruising here at the first ever basketball game at the Storm Chasers Summit. And it was quite a game. I mean, I tell you what, Connor's pretty good basketball. After seeing Connor play, the 1v1 never happened because Connor got chalked. But I tell you what, it'd be a pretty close game. Would you agree, Connor? I think it would be pretty close. We were definitely going to get it done there at the end of our gym session, too. We were going to do it. It's all right. It's all right. Now we'll never even know because I may never reach my peak athleticism again now. So we'll never truly know. Bro, you're still in your prime. Your body should heal, fine. I mean, come on now. I'm going to lose a step. Yeah, we'll see. But hey, chat, right now, if you are in chat, please give your best wishes to Connor. Say W Connor. You can send prayers as well to Connor because, listen, his knee, I saw it over the weekend. I was pushing him around all weekend in a wheelchair. And he had a cane as well that he dropped in a toilet, which we'll show you here shortly. But, I tell you what, he was in rough shape this week, and he was still out and about. I mean, you were still kind of killing it, even from a chair, But we were pushing him around. We were wheeling him around all weekend. It was still a good weekend, though. Wouldn't you agree, Connor? Yeah, it was definitely still a good weekend. It could have been better, but I still made my rounds in the wheelchair on crutches or with my cane. So I still made the most out of the event. That's right. You can actually see a video of Connor rolling. I highly encourage you guys to watch this video here of Connor rolling in his wheelchair. This was another picture of Connor carrying all of his stuff on his bag. I tell you what, you somehow got it all on there. right?
Yeah, that was one of the most difficult parts of the trip was trying to get everything out of the room. So I had two bags, multiple pairs of shoes in there. It was
Brutal.
pretty brutal journey to the parking lot.
It was. It was pretty brutal. And there was the where were we at? What bar were we at when we were taking those? I forget.
Spotted donkey.
The Spotted Cow. That's right.
Yeah.
This is a little compilage of you won't hear the music because this will be an instant copyright strike here, but this was I highly encourage you guys to watch this video. You can see Connor is getting the hang of rolling it. You know, it just like eventually you kind of got it there, and but you still had you kept me. You know, I was still rolling you around even though you figured out how to do it.
Yeah, because I can do it, but I wasn't getting anywhere, anytime quick. So
that's right. That's right. Well, it was a good time, and unfortunately, so it seems like, Chad. It seems like the knee is healing, kind of, but we gotta wait for the MRI to see the damage here. Now, Connor, I got a question for you. What have you thought about? You know, anything related to chasing, or is it just, hey, let's take this day by day? Which, you know, that's what you should be doing. Just take it day by day and figure it out.
yeah, it depends on what's actually wrong too. I mean, there'll be multiple different options I can go, but I'm leaning towards going towards maybe the longer full healing type of solutions, just so I don't play around and have problems later on in life.
Right.
If I have to miss a month of chasing because I'm bedbound or something before I can get a brace on it or a smaller cast or something, then that's just what I'm gonna have to do. Because like you said, I'm still in my prime here. I can't be going into my late 20s with or my early 30s could still be my athletic prime if I work out. I can't be going with a botched knee. I could still be dunking. I could still be dunking at 35 if I play my cards right.
That's right. I mean, look at me. I'm in my 40s, and I'm still absolutely in my prime here. I mean, come on now.
Now, Brady, could you ever dunk?
Yes, absolutely. I could have dunked there. I just wasn't trying to show off. You know, I was like, you know what?
You still got ups like that? I don't know.
Did you not see me grab the rim, brother? What do you mean? I've got, I'm 6'4". I don't need to jump very high to dunk. I just got to kind of.
I don't know. I think you're a little out of shape. I think maybe
no.
I think maybe
don't make me pull up the clip. Don't make me pull up the clip.
I think like maybe 6 months of training and you could be dunking again.
No. That is so chalk. You know what? New poll coming in hot in chat. So Stu and Dan, I'll go to you guys first, and then I see Cappucci's backstage. So Cappucci, I'll bring you in a second. Stu, from the sidelines here, so you were kind of watching everything unfold on Twitter from the summit. What were your thoughts on how everything was unfolding? What were you seeing? What was getting out there in the world?
I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't pay that much attention to it. I had a severe case of FOMO, which is fear of missing out, because I really wanted to be there, but because it just looks so fun to network with everyone. But I
hate that word, network.
Why do you hate the word network? Okay, converse.
It just makes me want to vomit. Oh my god, networking is like ugh. Just hanging out with my brethren.
I had extreme FOMO. I want to be there. Someone fly me out next year.
Oh, it's a great idea. If we get enough donuts, that could happen as well. Our Patterson.
Blizzard. Wear a green shirt, and Agent Dan is the glue of the universe.
The glue of the universe?
Our Patterson coming in with the absolute banger right here. Use this money for the poor guy in the Stormfront Freak commercial with the melted DQ Blizzard.
$4.99. Reed was literally doing pull-ups on the hoop.
Okay.
Glue of the universe coming to a store near you soon.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to think of that. Haley, massive W in chat. She said Reed was literally doing pull-ups on the hoop. That's right. He was absolutely doing pull-ups. Dan, how you doing today, brother?
I'm adequate. How are you?
Oh, just fantastic. How was we did miss you, Dan. We did miss you at the summit. But what were you seeing? Did you see anything that caught your eye?
It looked like everyone was having a pretty good time. Connor, I'm glad everyone helped you carry your things out of your hotel room. That was nice of them.
That's right. Yeah. By everyone, it was just me, by the way.
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
3 trips.
Dan, did you just say you're doing adequate?
Yeah, adequacy is the best policy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Of course, I've never heard anyone say they're doing, adequate when being asked how they're doing. That was a very unique answer. I just wanted to
It's Dan.
call that out. Yeah, very, very unique answer.
We got Pettis, who is given from the Connor knee replacement fund. Connor, I didn't know you spelled your name without an O there, brother. Yes, that is that.
Yeah,
we are starting that officially. The Connor knee replacement fund.
That's an interesting way to spell my name. I'm not very sure about that, but
do you have medical insurance, by the way?
Of course. My dad has tip-top medical insurance.
Haley Berry, can you send this money to Connor for me? Yes, Haley, we can. We'll get that right to him. Oh, my goodness. Massive W in chat. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and bring in our backstage. We got Cappucci backstage. Let's just, guys, chat, let's give it up. The man, the myth, the legend. His exploits are legendary. He's been in unbelievable amounts of storms. He's given keynote speeches all across the world. He is an absolute GOAT on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on every single platform that you know. It's Brother Cappucci that's coming in hot. Woo! Oh my God, Brother Cappucci. Welcome to the stream, brother. How are we doing today?
Brady, you do wonders for my self-confidence. How's it going?
Fantastic. Just fantastic. So, Cappucci, you're coming off, just guys, for those that didn't watch the live stream, right? This Cappucci, Brother Cappucci gave an unbelievable keynote speech. And it was basically kind of like a recap of everything that he's seen and done. And how are you not like 90? That's my question. How are you not 90?
You know, I used to watch Judy every day. I'm pretty much 90. In fact, I have, where is it? My show and tell. Judge Judy's picture autographed is on my wall. So I'm basically
no way. Bro. That is goated. So he's got Judge Judy on his wall. So guys, if you didn't watch it, I would highly recommend going back and watching it. I believe it, My Radar streamed the whole thing. I think, did they stream that on YouTube? Like, where could people go back and rewatch that?
Yeah, YouTube works, Twitter works. I'm going to go back and like clip it and post it on its own. But yeah, it's up there.
Okay. Yeah, it was, guys, it was an insane, just Cappucci, to hear your story, guys, for those that haven't heard his story, it was kind of unbelievable. Just the amount of, like, you went through some trials and tribulations there, right? You got your dream job, and I don't want to spoil it, right? Because you can go back and watch the talk. But Cappucci had his dream job, and then one day it was just gone. And you had you had a choice, right? And you said, you know what? I know my value, I know my worth. And in the weather world, guys, basically, Cappucci, just give us a quick summary of what happened to you when you were at your dream job, and then what happened, and then where you went from there.
Yeah, definitely. I was working my dream job on TV. I loved the station, loved the management, loved everybody there. I was doing tornado coverage in a top 10 TV market at age 23, 24. To be in DC and get like tornadoes live on the air from the field is something that I never thought was possible, but I got to do it. And I was there for about 2.5 years. And after the end of my second contract, they came to me with about 13, 14 days notice and said, hey, we don't have the ability to offer you a contract. Just stay doing your normal schedule, but we'll cut you down to the freelance rate. And for me, that was a significant pay cut. And I basically said, nah, I won't do that, thinking we'd renegotiate. And there was no renegotiation. They asked for my keys and told me goodbye. And that was that. Unreal. And, I understand. I totally get it. There's no bad blood. I love the parent company. I still love my manager. And I get it. But it was weird to have this childhood dream and to literally walk in one day, pump for work, and walk out, and my key card's been taken away. I'm locked out of email, and the commercials of me have been pulled from the air. And to wonder, what's next. Plus, the optics of something like that. When you're basically like done with TV, they're not giving you the ability to say goodbye. They're not giving you the ability to go on air and say, hey, I got a pay cut. You're just gone from screens. And so the audience that you fell in love with and the audience that came to know you wonders where you went, and you never really get to say goodbye. It's a very weird feeling. And, I know that's happened to many of my colleagues over the years. And I know I was a pain in the ass for the station too, but yeah, it was just weird to sort of have to reinvent myself quickly overnight. And also at 25 or 26, have to handle the optics of that. It was a tricky thing.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And my mind immediately, when you were talking, my mind immediately just went to Matt Devitt, who that just happened in Wink News in Florida. Matt and I have been talking, and he's a good friend, because when I go down to Florida, I used to send him all the crazy weather pictures and stuff. But like, it's just TV. It's an insane time that we're living in, because from my basement in Ohio, my command center in Ohio, I'm able to stream to people on YouTube, and there's actually people watching. Now, 20 years ago, that would not have been a thing. 10 years ago, that might not have been a thing. But now it's showing where we're going, and TV is just like, it's so brutal, and it's just like one day they can absolutely just gone, and you're left saying, where do I go from there? And I'll say this: I actually think you moving on to do something else was actually has catapulted you now to the forefront of where weather is going, which is online. And once you kind of got let go from that station, or couldn't come to agreement with the contract, where did you go from there? Like, how did you get off your feet and say, you know what, I got to do something?
I've always been sort of the kind of person who has difficulty placing all my eggs in one basket, in that when I was doing TV, they had offered me actually a full-time slot. So I had for years been a contractor. I was working part-time. I'd come in for the severe weather events. I'd go in for fill-in. I'd do whatever. I'd Skype in from goodness knows where I was if there was a high-end severe weather event, but I wasn't physically in DC. But there were times when, whether it be scheduled conflicts or I remember there was one time when I'd gotten the green light to ride with the hurricane hunters, but I had a weekend morning newscast to do, and it was a 30-minute show, and it was the only show that day. Actually, there were 2 shows that day, and like that was it. And I remember begging them to be like, please, can I go with the hurricane hunters? Can I go with the hurricane hunters? And it was getting sort of to the point where I thought to myself, I don't want to geographically stay in one place and limit my opportunities to cover this national weather, because I can build a bigger footprint for myself. And I chart my metrics meticulously. Like every day, I know exactly how many people are watching from whatever area, how many people I'm exposed to, how many people are following on various social media platforms. And I remember when I had my unceremonial TV goodbye, I was like, I wonder if my following will drop off. And interestingly, the rate at which people have been following along and joining has dramatically increased since then.
Wow.
It speaks to, where my potential. I think about, like in economics, market size or market cap. My market cap population wise can be so much bigger because now I'm covering national stuff. Whereas before I was covering more local stuff. And I'm glad too that my radar had given me an offer ahead of time that I had in my back pocket, such that I could, when needed, basically break glass in case of emergency and make my escape right then and there.
Yeah. In chat, we're kind of starting off with this on the show because it's just it is a fascinating time that we live in with meteorology. Like the industry has never been changing faster than it is today, and it's incredibly interesting. And so, Cappucci, you kind of talk about a national audience now, right? You can still be local. One thing that really stuck with me from your talk. And real quick too, for someone on Facebook, I just wanted to show this clip from Facebook because that was pretty funny. I posted this, and Tanya's kind of shocked a little bit, but she just said I don't know if this is a compliment to you or an insult to me. Tanya said you look like a proud dad with his son. So I don't know if that's trying to say like I look like I'm 100 here, but listen, I'm starting to gray as well, Chad. I know I'm starting to lose the battle here with my hair, but come on, give me a little bit of a break here, Tanya. But Cappucci, I got to go back to you here. So we talk about kind of the local weatherman, right? And now it's changing and the market's changing. One thing that you stuck with me is you're like, no one wants to know what you need to wear today, right? No one wants to know how your plans are going to be impacted. I just saw a commercial on and the first thing he said is, what are you going to wear out the door? I'm like, probably a coat. You know, it's cold. Like, no one wants to know that. They want to know, you know, the exciting stuff, the stuff that actually matters. So Cappucci, I mean, the one thing you said that kind of stuck out with me is, I think you're nailing it in terms of communicating the right message about weather that people care about.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think to myself, the stuff that we grew up watching on local TV. I'm 28 now. 20 years ago, TV was pretty much the only place to get the weather. So it was a means of transmitting information. People were being informed by the daily news. But nowadays, TV is like the last place people get information. And so really, the purpose of local news is not to give you the news, it's to contextualize what you've already heard. And so realistically, I knew that most people watching the weather, watching me on TV, already knew what the forecast was. Like, I wasn't surprising anyone. There was no like, oh my gosh, Cappucci said a storm's coming. I didn't know it was coming. No, it was more about either giving the setup, contextualizing, or if the weather was quiet, entertaining. I mean, I had 2.5, 3 minutes to entertain folks daily and maybe teach them a little bit of something. And so I remember there was one day when there was nothing really to talk about, but I walked out in the morning and I could smell from my apartment in Arlington jet fuel because of a strong inversion. And I thought to myself, wow, I can smell the airport from my neighborhood a mile away. That's something cool to talk about. Or if there was a weird sun halo, or if there was, I mean, hell, one morning I showed the infrared satellite, or no, water vapor satellite, to show an undular bore that moved through Perryton, Texas. Whoa. Perryton was not my DMA, designated market area, but it was cool. And if I'm excited about it, people will watch because, I mean, let's be honest, I'm pretty entertaining when I'm excited, but also it's cool. If I can get the audience to be excited, it's the same.
You gotta
reason
get them going,
people,
baby. You get it going.
It's the same reason why people will watch me frolic merrily in giant hail. I understand that most people are not getting giant hail. I also understand that far and wide, people are watching the clip because initially they're amused or entertained. But it's like sneaking in vegetables into a kid's meal. If they're watching because they're entertained and they're like, who is this moron frolicking through hail? And then suddenly they've watched for 30 seconds and they've learned a little bit about wet versus dry growth and supercooled water droplets and the rhyming process and the hail growth region between 14 and minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Like all these random things that they're absorbing without realizing they're absorbing them.
That's right. Yeah, I think the best meteorologists, the best announcers, like the best just entertainers and educators in general, you know, when the stuff is hitting the fan, yes, that matters. But it's also, how can you keep people engaged when stuff is boring? And right now, the weather is kind of boring, right? So it's how do you keep people engaged? Not with clickbait, but with entertainment and engagement as well as education that kind of explains, okay, here's what weather is, here's what weather does. And that's what I love about what you do. And new poll coming in hot too. Do you know what an undular bore is? Because I'll be honest, listen, I went to school for meteorology. I can't remember that. I do not remember what that is. Cappucci, what is an undular bore? Well, hold on. Connor, do you know what an undular bore is first?
I got no idea.
Does anyone know? Stu or Dan, do you guys know what an undular bore is?
I have no clue what that means. It sounds like a species of boar.
Wow, that's a good guess. Dan, would you say the same thing?
I'm gonna lean on Mr. Cappucci.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm trying to find my old clip of the undular bore. Anyway, an undular bore is just basically when you have like this ripple, if you will, in the atmosphere, when you have a strong change in density. And it's not just like the first ripple that goes through, but kind of this oscillation that sets up behind it. And so we see this in Australia a lot with the Australian morning glory. Here's a good example. I love that.
I just typed in Google. Okay, here, I'll make you full screen. There we go.
Oh yeah, so like, here's an example where you have the Australian morning glory. I believe that is the Gulf of Carpentaria. It's on my bucket list to go there. I've always wanted to go there. But I'm trying to see, do I have
the Rappahannock region and even a few thunderstorms? And check this out. This is what we call an outflow boundary, or the leading edge of cool air existing storms. But the really neat part, 1, 2, 3 little waves. We call this an undular bore. Neat stuff there. That with the ultra sensitive radar, just more weather geekery for your Sunday night. Anyway, closer to home, we see temperatures overnight fall back.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I used to talk so damn fast on air because I didn't have much time, but I had a lot to say.
Okay,
So
so
now I have
chat.
a question.
This is
Is
not
that-
an undulate bore.
Is
That
that
is not a-
multiple outflow boundaries that makes that, or?
If an outflow, that's a really good question. If an outflow boundary is, so I found in my experience, and if the outflow boundary is A, strong enough, but B, the atmosphere ahead of it is really stable and like nicely stratified or layered, you can get not just that first like shock wave, but this kind of overcompensation, and the air behind kind of bobs up and down at something we call the Brunt-Weissler frequency, and which you can actually, it's kind of cool. You can actually like go through and do the math. Fun fact, if you have like a nicely stratified atmosphere and you perturb an air mass and you kind of like bob it up or down, it'll oscillate up and down with a period of roughly 10 minutes. Do I have
That's
that?
cool. Oh no,
Run.
there we go. We're back. We're back. We froze for a second. So that's pretty freaking cool. Okay, so the important thing, guys, is just ignore what I have on the screen. I was trying to look it up and then my screen froze, so I can't look it up. So that's a really cool term. We talked about that for a little bit, and it's guys. That's why Cappucci is goated, because you just never know what you're going to learn. Listen, I have a degree and I'm still learning things. Okay, I'm pretty good at the basics and explaining, but when it comes to things like that, that is absolutely epic. I don't remember learning that in class. I don't remember having a question on that. That's probably because Ohio State is good, maybe not great, but
it's funny.
Go ahead, Cappucci.
I was going to say, like, I don't think, and this is not a knock to college or anything, I don't think I really learned anything terribly practical in college. Like, I learned the math, but I never learned forecasting in college. I never learned storm chasing in college. And the other thing, too, I would take a forecast from a non-degreed storm chaser over a degreed meteorologist any day. Like, 9 times out of 10, a storm chaser who's been doing it for more than a couple of years is just more intimate with the weather and truly understands the atmosphere in sort of an intimate way that you can't necessarily get from people who are in a TV studio or who are, sitting at a desk. People in the field care more, so they're more invested.
Yeah, and they have to be, right? It's their lives on the line. I mean, Connor, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, like, I don't know the math, I don't know the equations, I don't know any of that stuff, but I feel like once you see it,
just keep going.
I hate talking over this.
In the summer I will go to, and I will wear a storm.
This is our Patterson here. So the last dono he did was a little chalked, but he wants to go to the PA Storm Trackers event. Cappucci can come too, so we'll be there. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, so I just feel like once you being able to see all the processes like with your own eyes just over and over and over again, you get a pretty quick understanding of what's going on just using your eyes through experience.
100%.
I used to work with, and I'm being very careful with how I phrase things. I once worked with a colleague who, quote, did not understand that whole velocity thing. Like on radar. And it was just mind-boggling to me that you can have people, and this is not necessarily in TV or at any particular TV station, but it's mind-boggling to me that you can have, working in seemingly lofty positions around the country, some individuals who might have a degree or certificate, but they don't necessarily know what we would consider to be like the basics of severe weather. And so I mean, there's no replacement for practical hands-on experience, and people in the field care more. Like I had an arch nemesis at a different TV station here in DC.
Oh, I love arch nemesises. You gotta have at least 2. Everyone should have at least 2 arch nemesises.
I only have one arch nemesis, but this arch nemesis.
You gotta get a second one.
I should. If anyone wants to be my arch,
at least 2.
But anyway, I remember this individual I had invited storm chasing, and they're like, "Nah, I prefer the studio more." I'm like, "But they're gonna be tornadoes like just to our east. Like we gotta go. Like, come on, it's an hour away." And this person didn't want to get their hair wet, and I'm like, "How can you be a meteorologist and devoting your life to this stuff, but be afraid of rain or like not want to get out in the field?" It's mind-boggling.
Oh. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you can love, like, if you love meteorology, you want to be in it, right? That's like, you love the Patriots. like Brother Max, and someone gives you free tickets to the game, and you're like, nah, I'd just rather watch it on TV.
Darlene Boyles super chatted $10.
Darlene Boyles. I thought it was Darlene Balls. Darlene Boyles.
Brady Harris is my gynecologist's name too. I tell him about you all the time and how funny and informative you guys are. Love you all.
Brady, do you have a song?
Brady is very familiar with beavers.
No. There goes Connor. Bro, no way. Okay, Darlene. Thank you, Darlene. We're just going to play this for just a second to buy some time here for us to regroup. Massive shout out to Darlene.
Brady, what are you not telling us?
We're moving on. No, we're not going there. We're just not going there. This show, Connor's going to be in timeout for at least another minute right now because that was absolutely shocking. You never know what you're going to get here on YouTube. You really do. You really don't. But what were you even talking about?
I'll drink to that.
Okay. I don't know what we're talking about. All right. Well, that's absolutely epic. So, guys, what I want you to do, because we had an unbelievable summit here where there was so many amazingly good talks. There was the stickers, which, by the way, I'm still in trouble at the Westin. They're still finding stickers in the hotel. So if the Westin is watching, I placed like 3 of those, okay? And then people just started placing them everywhere, okay? Cappucci was placing them everywhere. So you probably placed a couple. Did you place any? Did anyone else place any Cappucci or Connor that I should know about that I need to tell the Westin?
I told you about the moral conundrum I encountered, right? When
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell everyone on stream.
So like, I forget what day it was. I stepped into the men's restroom and there were like 3 urinals and there was a line for each one. And I stepped up to one of them and there's a Brady sticker there. And I was like, So I was just like, screw this. And I walked to the next one.
Yeah, that was a problem. I did not put the one in the urinal. Someone put it literally like in the urinal. And I was like, okay, like I'm not fishing that out. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. But Connor, you ended up putting your cane in there. Was that trying to fish the sticker out?
No, that was just an unfortunate circumstance where my cane slid off the wall and the handle hooked onto the bottom of the urinal while I was trying to pee in the urinal next to it.
Okay, so you the cane you're using now was in a urinal and you still continue to use it. Correct.
I washed it with soap and water.
That is, chat. I don't know about that, but this is the cane that Connor was using, and that was in a urinal. So that's a little bit too much for me. I think I'm throwing that away. But Connor, you DoorDashed that cane. Is that right?
That's correct. I DoorDashed the cane.
Okay.
I thought it had a little bit. I thought that would give me a little bit more aura than using the crutches.
Yeah, that I can tell you what it didn't give you is a better knee. I can tell you that. It did not help the knee out in any way. And now he's still using the P cane. We're going to call this the P cane, chat, because that cane that he's using was in the urinal, and that is absolutely disgusting. So
this is what I see.
that was him.
Yeah.
That was literally
Didn't
him.
you lose to Brandon in a race? Crutch versus cane?
Well, the difference is that Brandon has 2 working legs, so it wasn't really a real race.
True.
I thought this was the video. Okay, yeah, here's the video of him racing the cane here. So Cappucci was racing him on a crutch, and look at Cappucci. He just destroys him in the race here. Oh,
we could unironically do this again in 60 years.
Yes, we could. How about this? We'll do it at the Eclipse party.
Let's do it.
Does that sound good?
May 1st, 2079. We'll have a cane race.
Fantastic.
Yeah, by that point in time, we'll probably be actually using canes. So
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'll be long dead before I use a cane, brother. I'll just tell you that right now. All right, so let's talk.
Those, like,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, have y'all ever used those like mobility scooters at Walmart?
Yeah, I mean, for fun, maybe in high school, messing around, but
I was gonna say, a buddy of mine and I in college, like you've seen Supermarket Sweep. We both borrowed the mobility scooters in Moore, Oklahoma, and like raced around. Those things go a little faster than expected, but they're really tough to turn. Like if you're backing up, they have a horrible turning radius.
They do. Yeah. I always see people in those and I'm always like, should I get in it? But I just feel like, I feel like it's like parking, it's not the same, but I feel like I'm like parking a handicap spot. It's like, what if someone needs to park there, especially at Walmart, you never know at Walmart. But I think I will eventually get to that point where I'll just be rolling around. Connor, you're already at that point, by the way. You're kind of
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I could have got a temporary handicap sticker at the doctor's office today, but I opted not to.
What an opportunity wasted! Absolutely brutal.
I know. I could have done it, but I could still walk. So I'm all right.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Carol Hosey
9,489
super
Carol.
chatted $9.99.
You always learn something new every day.
You always learn something new every day.
There you go.
This is educational.
Thank you.
Dan.
Whoa, Carol. Whoa, Dan. Dan, Valentine's Day is coming up, my friend. And Carol, Dan, I'll just say this. With Valentine's Day coming up, is there anything you want to say to the audience?
I hope everyone has a wonderful Valentine's Day. And hey, Carol, happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Wow.
Whoa, Cappucci. Oh, my goodness.
What a romantic, Dan.
I know.
I'll tell you what, when you got it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got it, my friend.
Chappie, how dare you ignore my super chat? Undular Boar? I don't think that's how you spell it there, Chappie. We'll have to check that. Cappucci, is that how you spell it?
Actually, yeah. You got it.
Wow. There's no way he knew that. He absolutely Googled that. There is no freaking way that he knew how to do that.
Any more Undular Boar pictures?
Yeah, we got to look at more Undular Boar pictures. While you're pulling those up, we're just going to take a look at the U.S. right now because it is about an hour into the stream and we haven't talked about weather once. Which, hey, that's a good indication that we're having a good time here. So this is the U.S. This is the alert map right now. You can see. Look at this. For the first time in like basically a month, we've got nothing. We've got basically nothing. We've got some winter weather advisories out here in New Mexico. We did have some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for the Rockies and Sierra Nevada, but now those have dropped because the snow is pretty much done. And this is a good sign, I think, for those that are kind of wanting a break in the weather. I think Cappucci and Connor and meteorologists all across the world, they're kind of like, or U.S. are kind of like, we could use a little bit of a break right now, right?
Oh yeah, I'm tired. Like I was on the road for about 2.5 weeks preceding the summit, and so I'm now like sick. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I haven't shaven, and I've just been lying low at home. So I'm honestly glad to have a break. Although we saw a couple blizzard warnings in Alaska. Fun fact: Utqiagvik, formerly known as Barrow, the nation's northernmost town, which I don't know if is under a blizzard warning right now, is technically also a desert. If we go a little farther north towards the north slope of Alaska, so I think that there's just south of the Seward Peninsula. Yeah, Utqiagvik's a little farther north. Yeah, no blizzard warning there right now, apparently. But yeah, they've had, I want to say the National Weather Service in Fairbanks issues something like 40 or 50 blizzard warnings every single year. Utqiagvik is featured a ton. Their average high temperature during the month of January is 5.5 degrees below zero. Utqiagvik is home to about 4,700 people.
Oh,
yeah. Can you imagine it being like minus 5.5 for the high temperature? Average lows in the minus. They routinely dip to minus 40 or minus 50 every winter. But the craziest part, they are technically a blizzard. Even though they see about 90 days with snowfall every single year, given the extremely low temperatures, they have a high fluff factor. And so Utqiagvik, which you see right now is minus 26 degrees, is a desert because they only average 5.69 inches of liquid equivalent precipitation per year.
That's absolutely awful. I'm just writing chalked on the screen because that That is brutal, guys. These are actual temperatures. This isn't wind chill. This is actually what it is outside. I can't believe you said there's 4,500 people that live there. Storm Hunter cult. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Wow. But this is the definition of chalked up here. And just to zoom out, this is in the very northwest portion of Alaska here. And it's just like, oh my goodness, it's so cold up there. Cappucci, I wonder how warm do they get in the summer? Go ahead, Connor.
I kind of want to go visit there. It seems like kind of a cool place, unique place.
It's on my bucket list. So if ever you want to go, let me know. I will happily go up there. So I've been 10 miles off the coast of Utqiagvik. In August of 2018, I volunteered to go on a Coast Guard ice cutter cruise. I wasn't doing anything weather-wise. They just needed volunteers to like count plankton, and I said, sure, why not? So we went right off the coast of Utqiagvik up into the Chukchi Sea, and it was cool. It snowed in August. I was forecasting like when we'd encounter ice. But the coolest thing, have I shown you my show and tell from up there?
No.
Oh, let me grab it. Okay.
This is Google Maps. Of like near there. This is from Jeff Pepper, and that looks like Siberia. I mean, oh my goodness, that's unbelievable.
Their average July high is about 47 degrees, but this is something cool. So let me actually open it. It looks like a snow globe. I haven't opened this in years. I hope it's not bad luck. They might. Okay. Nope. Well, I don't have fingernails. Anyway, so this is a styrofoam coffee cup. It used to be the size of a normal coffee cup. Anybody have any guesses what happened to it to make it this little? It's only about 2.5, 3 inches tall.
Shrinkage.
Did all the air escape from it because of how cold it was up there and it came to a warmer climate? I don't know.
Almost. You're on the right track. Anybody else?
Oh, look at that.
Dan, what's your guess, brother?
Was it moisture related? Like because it was so dry?
In a sense, it was moisture related. You're on the right track. Anyone else?
Connor, what's your guess, brother?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention. I have no idea where Jeff was.
Yeah. The tiny styrofoam cup used to be a big styrofoam cup. What happened to it? How'd it shrink?
Oh. Yeah, I would guess something to do with Dan. Maybe the moisture loss or something, or maybe something to do with pressure.
Pressure's it. So yeah, oceanography cruises tend to do a couple different sampling techniques. So they do something called a CTD scan, which is basically this massive cylinder with probably a dozen or 2 dozen canisters that goes down to the base of the Arctic Ocean, comes back up, and every 100 feet, they grab another vial of water from different levels so they can measure the conductivity, i.e. the salinity, temperature, and like depth and stuff like that. And then they also do something called Van Bean grabs, where they essentially like throw this trowel down to the bottom of the ocean and just dig up whatever's at the bottom. Now,
I love Van Bean crabs.
Well, at that part of the ocean, it might be 2-3 miles deep. And so that enacts an insane amount of pressure, something like 10 or 20 million. I forget what it is, like 20 million pounds per square meter, something crazy. Anyway, sent this to the bottom of the Arctic Ocean. So it used to be a giant styrofoam cup, and the extreme pressure shrunk it proportionally. But to make sure it didn't crunch, I put paper towels in the middle. But yeah, this was the bottom of the Arctic Ocean, and now I use it for teaching.
That is so cool. I love that. That is so. I mean, guys, that's just like that's when you learn weather, you learn things like this, but then you can learn to apply them, right? And you get something like that, and it's cool. That's cool stuff here. Wow. Someone just said in chat, bro, Connor's in too much pain to care. Oh, Connor.
My leg hurts on a scale of 1 to 10 at a 0 right now. It really doesn't hurt at all.
I don't know.
Unless I take a wrong step or tweak it or bend it the wrong way.
It's unfortunate. Or you hit a bump in the hotel lobby. So
yeah, those bumps are dogs.
Quick thing. I think you need to get a soundbite of Mr. Cappucci saying "fun fact."
Yes. Oh, we could start a soundboard. Hey, one of our mods, go back and we'll get some sound bites from this chat here. Get Cappucci saying, what was it? A fun fact. And we'll keep playing as we go throughout. All right.
I guess I do say that a lot, don't I?
Hey, we all have our perks, right? We all have
You're
our
a factual
things that
man.
we
it's
say.
okay. We love it.
I think the thing is, they are fun facts.
I think you meant quirks, not perks.
You're right. I did. My mind is all over the place right now. So it's completely chalked. I say chalked all the time, right? Everyone says different phrases. I think fun fact is better than chalked. I'll say that. Just for the average person, because I think half of our chat that watches even knows what chalked means. Although I have noticed, like some of the older crowd in our chat is starting to pick up on it, and now it's their favorite word. They just keep saying it over and over and over again. So chat, maybe we could let's start saying fun fact more.
What was it that you said when we ended our Discord call last night, Brady? What was that phrase?
I don't remember. I don't know. Whatever it was like something that like a 90-year-old would say. So I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah.
It must have been clutch.
What did I say?
No, I said it must have been clutch.
Oh no, I don't remember actually. I actually can't remember what he said, but I remember I left the Discord call when he said it because I was like, what even is that phrase? I don't know how you came up with it, but it was so incredibly cringe. I just had to leave the call.
If it was something that a 90-year-old would say, it was probably something like a whippersnapper or something.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. I had to leave myself because it was so bad. Okay, let's talk about Alaska here, because this is where all the weather's happening right now. We've got blizzard warnings for portions of Alaska here, and also winter storm watches, winter weather advisories, special weather statements. So stuff is about to kind of hit the fan here in Alaska. We did have that epic snowfall and that surge event that happened earlier this winter, and later this fall. And now it looks like Alaska, which was a little bit warmer than normal, is now going to get the brunt of yet another storm system that's going to move in. Looks like on Saturday. And I don't normally forecast for Alaska here, but I don't know, Cappucci, have you seen anything that's catching your interest here with this storm?
I mean, it's not really rapidly deepening all that much. It's more just like that conga line goes right into the Seward Peninsula. So I expect some decently strong winds. 999 in terms of pressure isn't that impressive for that area. Oh, wait, I almost did it again. I was going to say fun fact. Damn it.
No, keep saying it. Fun fact. Do it. I got to hit the button.
If you zoom in to just west of the Seward Peninsula, east of Russia, if you zoom in like super far, northwest of Nome, you should see two little teeny islands. Oh yeah, see where it says Diomede?
There it is.
So if you keep zooming in, one of those, there are two islands there actually, and they're only about 2.5-3 miles apart. The one on the right, the eastern one, Eastern Diomede, Little Diomede, belongs to the US. The western one is Russia, which means they are two separate time zones, which also means the international date line, I believe, goes right in between. So if you are sailing in between those, you can literally stand in the middle. It's about 3 miles apart. Look one way, see today, look the next day, or look the other way, see tomorrow. I got to do that years and years ago, sailing right in between.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Does your phone change? Like, I'm curious. Does it know what it's doing? Because I feel like something like that. I've always wondered where that point was. I didn't know this was the actual point where you changed days here. I feel like that would cause your technology to be chalked.
If I had to guess, there's no service out there. Anyway.
There's got to be.
I don't think so.
There's nothing?
I don't think those islands have cell towers.
I went 3 months without the internet, and it was so unbelievably peaceful.
Wow.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. We got one email per day, and no pictures, no web surfing, nothing. I was also trying to forecast, and I'd get one ice map and one 500 millibar chart per day, and I had to forecast from that. And it was tough.
Yikes.
It was great, though. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was definitely difficult forecasting.
Yeah. Is there people that live on those islands?
Very small population. And interestingly, I read a really cool article ages ago about how they deliver mail there. But everything has to be delivered. I mean, it's not like they have a Costco there.
That sucks. That's brutal. Yeah, I need Costco or Kroger. I need something like that. But it is, guys, it's fascinating when you look at weather maps like this, because you never know where you're going to end up here. And we were just right in between, literally, Russia and Alaska up here. And that's where the most interesting weather is right now, right? That's where all the storms that we're going to have are moving. And also in the West, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But the West is finally, if you're a West Coast brethren, say it in chat. I'm curious to know who is joining us from the West Coast here. But we are going to have several storm systems, a complete pattern flip that's going to bring warmer temps to the eastern U.S. and maybe some severe weather. We'll talk about that too in a little bit. But the big news here is Alaska in the short term is by far where the most interesting weather is for the next couple of days. So if you're in Alaska, let us know. I doubt we have anyone in Alaska in our chat, but if you are in Alaska, let us know. I'm curious. And I'm assuming Cappucci, Connor, we're not going to Alaska to chase this, are we?
No, but I do want to go to Alaska to chase something bigger than that eventually. Earlier this year would have been a good opportunity, but I don't remember what I was doing, but I didn't even know it was happening. So next winter, I'm going to have to pay a little bit more close attention to Alaska's weather.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cappucci.
I was going to say, I went in March of 2021, and it amazed me, how difficult it was to forecast. Like, even if you're in Fairbanks proper, how quickly the weather changes. I drove last year the Denali Highway? Yeah, literally from like Fairbanks down to Anchorage, and it was a 4 or 5 hour drive. There were meese. I did like swerve around meese a couple times, which was cool. What surprised me too, light pillars every night were insane. When you have temperatures of like 10 degrees or less, I think it's 10 or is it minus 10? I don't know, probably 10 degrees plus.
Either cold.
Yeah, when it's insanely cold out, you get like little teeny fine ice crystals that we call diamond dust, and it makes for spectacular light pillars every night. And then, of course, the aurora. Like, I'd never seen a good auroral show. What intrigued me was, how quickly, like, a pulse of really good aurora would come and go. Like, it would just be dull, all of a sudden show up, be epic. And then by the time I pulled out a camera, it would just go away. That surprised me. And then it also surprised me how quickly the aurora moves. Like, that shimmering and the vibrancy, I assumed was only something you see on video. Oh, it's real. It's to quote something. It's real and it's spectacular.
Oh my gosh, Cappucci! Oh, I've never seen it. I've only seen it on the phone camera during that event we had. I think, what was it, a couple of years ago? Or I think it was 2024 that we had. I forget. I think it was like in the fall.
Yeah,
right?
It was like May of 2024 or something.
May 10th and 11th, and I'm still mad because I had shattered my windshield a day and a half prior in Dripping Springs, Texas. The same day that Johnson City, Texas got a 6.25-inch hailstone, and I got softballs. It was only warned at the time for golf balls, and I'm mad because since I had a missing windshield, I couldn't like drive up to Minnesota.
What's the largest hailstone you've seen?
4.74 inches. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've seen a bigger one, but foolishly, it was in a... It's one of my biggest regrets in life. I saw a bigger one, and some of y'all have listened to me yammer about this story before. So basically, May 28th, 2024, I was in Hockley County, Texas. We had this first storm come through, and it's like a pretty sexy supercell, and it drops. Oh yeah. And actually, wait for it.
That kind of stuff. I mean, that's like inject that in my veins. Oh my goodness!
I knew it. It was a 3D print.
So this is one from like that first cell, and every single one, it surprised me, was a very round, very uniform size distribution tennis ball. But then after that went through, we had a second storm come in that produced a markedly larger hail because it was essentially elevated. It was a very strong storm with good effective inflow out of the south, but it was riding above that shallow lip of cold air put down by the first storm. And so this second storm, I mean, you can see just how much it's spinning, but notice how high based it is. So this one comes in. I'm in the small town of Pettit, and we're getting numerous softball grapefruit sized stones and a decent number of 5+ inches. Here's one from that storm.
Whoa!
It was huge. But let me show you my biggest regret in life. And that
looks like a brain. That literally looks like someone's brain.
And I love it because it shows how laminar the updraft was, and that this side is like very smooth, very whatever, and this side is very spiky. It's like the updraft must have been nice. There's no tumbling with this stone. And so you got all the spikes, all the hair-like protuberances to go to the top. But my big regret, so this was right after, an insane amount of hail. But let me zoom into my regret. I missed this stone. Y'all see that giant stone right there?
Oh my god.
Looks like a rabbit or like a cat. I know it's like an animal size.
Easily 6 inches, maybe 7 inches. It probably was a Texas state record, and I missed it. And I still lose sleep over it every single night. And if I could go back in time and redo my life over the past 1 year and 7 months, I would do it just to get this damn hailstone at 7 p.m. on May 28th, 2024 in Hockley County, Texas. That's my big regret. Screw Bitcoin. I don't care about Bitcoin. I care about the hailstone that I left behind and lost. And I have a video of it melting, and it still brings me exceptional sadness.
Oh my God. I mean, that literally looks like a rock. That looks like a rock-sized hail. I mean, could you imagine that thing falling and hitting, your head, your knee, Connor? I mean, that would have chalked your knee up more than the basketball player.
Oh yeah, something like that hits the knee. It's just shattering your kneecap, probably.
We already have Connor as an ouch emote.
Yeah. Could you imagine, Connor, when you were chasing and seeing that epic tornado, if that size hail hits you? I mean, you're a goner.
Yeah, you're absolutely freezer because I've seen some big ones myself over the years where I've been like, I can go grab it, but I could store them, and I'd be a little bit more inclined to go out there and risk my life without a helmet to grab them.
Well, A, you need a helmet, but B, get a freezer. Highly recommend. I also, video, I'm kind of bummed. This one partially fragmented, so it had a couple additional spikes. I have a video of it falling and making a crater. So if you look right here, you'll see there's that one right when it falls. Wait for it.
Oh, that's like a meteor.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh,
yeah.
That looks like it lost like a decent chunk too.
I know. And then there's a cat that this poor cat. I don't know if it pops up. I made this a long time ago. There's a poor cat that was like trying to outrun the hail. Where is it?
Oh my.
Oh yeah, here it comes.
No!
Look at the poor cat.
No! Go back inside!
He's probably trying to trace after the hail because it's all bouncing balls.
Stormcat 45.
Oh, the Stormcat 45. Oh, almost took one to the dome. Oh, that's what you call dome shattering hail, where that just hits you right on the head and you're dead. Like, that is unbelievable. That is Dan, you're right. That is massive.
Yeah. Matthew, I'm telling you what, I think people would actually be interested in buying some of those 3D prints. I think, that's something that is valuable.
Oh, yeah. So I've had hundreds of inquiries about this. I could probably get rich off giant hail. However, these were scanned by IBHS, which is funded by the NSF. And part of the condition of that was that I don't get to sell or profit off these, which makes sense. So if any of y'all happen to have 3D scanners and would like to independently scan some of my next big stones and sell them, I will go into business with you and we will get rich off hail.
So fun fact, the newer iPhones, actually, it's this tiny dot that's like right here on the phone is actually it's a LiDAR scanner. It can actually be used for 3D scanning with certain apps.
Oh. I tried that last year on April 29th in Guthrie, Texas, and with this stone, but I was bummed because it was so white and shiny that
it's bigger than your head. Oh my goodness.
This one, even after partially melted and sublimated, was 4.74 inches across, and it's my favorite stone. But unfortunately, I don't have any 3D scans because IBHS isn't out there yet. But I did take over 400 photos. So if anybody knows how to photogrammetrize them, let me know because I have photos up the wazoo.
Okay, new poll coming in hot. Do you know how to photogrammize? Oh my God! Say that. Can you say that again?
I don't know the word. Photogrammetrize. Anyway, I have an insane number of pictures of this stone from every angle, and
wow.
Yeah, I might be able to using a 3D program I use, a 3D modeling program that I used back in high school. I can probably grab a login from my high school teacher and see if I can.
That would bring me so much.
You know what, Matthew? What one of us needs to do, or what you need to do, is buy one of those walk-in freezers, and then you
Yes.
can just display all the different hailstones from where they were, what year they were, in like a little hail museum.
Ooh.
Actually, I love that idea. Like if I had a really, I mean, hell, I don't want a big house, but if I could have a hail freezer, like some people have wine cellars, I will have a hail freezer in my future house, and it will be a thing. But
I will have a wine cellar and a hail freezer. I'll have probably both because both are equally as important here. Rob, he says he doesn't have hailstones. He's got kidney stones. The kidney stones count. It depends, Rob. It depends on the size. They've got to be at least face size to count, I think. That's what. Wow. The chat. People are chiming in. Multiple people in the chat have kidney stones.
How do you actually, you know what? I don't even want to know.
Bro, you just never know what you're gonna read in the chat. You really don't. You really don't.
Some things are best left unanswered. You want to hear something really cool? It's not about kidney stones, it's about hailstones. So with this particular storm, and I apologize to those who heard me yammer about this before. So with this particular stone, which is, by the way, my favorite stone, it was the only one that was bigger than roughly tennis ball size. This thing was like 5 inches across in a field of thousands of uniformly sized spike-free tennis balls. And yet there's one insanely massive stone. How does that happen? And it turns out there's a great paper that came out in July of 2025 by Matthew Cappucci at Penn State. And he essentially found that a small percentage, roughly 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000 hail embryos in some simulations essentially fall out of the updraft on the southwest side early in the process of the storm. So basically like a hailstone falls out prematurely and then falls back into the updraft and gets lofted again. So basically you have this half-cooked or half-made stone that falls out early, goes up again, has a head start on growing, and so 1 out of every 1,000 or 1 out of every 10,000 that takes this alternate recycling pathway can grow to mammoth size because it gets like 1.5 trips through the storm rather than just one. And those ones are more likely to fall in the RFD region.
Wow. That is, and you guys hear about, mega hail like that falling and being created. It takes a special storm, right? Most storms don't have the structure or the updraft velocity to be able to sustain hail like that, right? And so when you get a storm like that, and the hail size is always fascinating because every piece of hail is a different shape. And to your point, Cappucci, it all depends on the dynamics of the storm and the updraft, the downdraft, how the hail is traveling through, when the hail falls. It's quite fascinating. I'm looking forward to this year. I think we're going to see some massive hail. And are you going to have the hail helmet out there, Cappucci?
I got a new one. I get a new one every year, so it's dent-free. And how sad is this? I will show it to you because I don't waste my money. I spend a certain amount of money every year on stuff that may not be a wise investment, but I love it. I got myself, because branding is important, especially when you work in media. Everybody knows branding is important. I got myself a bucket to collect my hailstones.
Oh, ooh. The hail pail. Yes.
And if you look closely, it even has my radar hard hat. So I will be debuting the hail pail this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Now you better be able to sell that.
Oh yeah, I totally can. They only come in sets of 5, so I got myself 5 hail pails. I don't think I need that many, so maybe I will auction off the other one.
Oh, absolutely. I think Dan, Stu, we got to come up with our own version of the hail pail, right? Maybe the cat can or the I don't know. Okay, maybe not that. Let's keep workshopping it. The problem is going to be flying with it. That's going to be the problem.
So, Matthew, what you can do is sell stickers of that people can put on their own white pail. That way you cut the shipping costs down.
That's a good idea. But I don't know if a sticker of my name is remotely valuable to people. Brady, question. What is the diameter of your stickers?
It's not a good idea. I've got one right here. And what you dramatically underestimate is when you bring stickers with a stupid face on them is that people will place them everywhere over top of a hotel, especially when, any sort of debauchery or late night, drinking of water is involved. They're going to go everywhere. If you leave them on the table, people are going to put them everywhere. And so I think the lesson I learned is don't leave them on the table, and don't take a picture of yourself putting one in a bathroom at a restaurant, because then people are going to emulate it. It's not good.
Kelsey said beaver bucket.
No, that is not happening.
But you got to remember, people saw us putting them all over Galveston, so.
I know, but that's different. It's not at a place where I can get kicked out of, right? I mean, it's chalked. Oh.
Here's a good career tip for everybody. It's somewhat related to stickers. Anytime you meet someone who you don't like, or if you have an arch nemesis, get a copy of their business card so that if you ever hit a parked car, you can leave their business card.
That's right. That's a great idea.
Very smart. Very smart.
Smarter, not harder.
That is very smart. By the way, Connor, I put a sticker somewhere in your car, so good luck finding that.
Oh, brother.
It's probably under his seat.
It's unfortunate. I think everyone should have stickers, though. I think everyone should have a sticker of themselves, and then they can just, put it places. And the world would be better if we just had, stickers everywhere. But so back to Alaska, guys. Alaska is, going to be chalked, going to get some snow. Although, interestingly, this blizzard warning up here in Alaska, 3 to 6 inches. So, we're not talking. Wow, Pumpkin Julie, welcome. We're not talking about a mega storm here. I mean, this is like Carolina saw conditions higher than this, and they had snow totals almost double, if not more. So this is not that big of a storm here for, especially by Alaska standards. But then we'll get a good little walloping here over the next couple of days. Now, what I'm interested in, and I know we've been on for a long time, so I do want to quickly talk about this next week, and Connor, get your take, get Stu and Cappucci as well. But we've got a couple of things to talk about in the U.S. over the next week here. So for the next couple of days, really nothing's happening. I mean, look at this. This is Friday, and we might not have Elston in Colorado. We might not have any sort of rain or snow action for much of the entire country. Now that's going to change once we go into Saturday. You'll notice a couple of things. One, we've got some rain starting here and some snow starting in Colorado. We've got a secondary storm system that's pushing through the Pacific Northwest. And so both of those storms will be the main weather producers over the next couple of days here. But what we're tracking here, and let me show you the upper levels here, and then we can kind of talk about this, Cappucci. I'll hit on you first. So this is a trough, right? You got a trough of low pressure that's working its way off the West Coast and moving into the heart of the country here. You'll notice the trough is, not incredibly strong, but strong enough to create a low pressure at the surface right about here, a weak low pressure at that. But as this thing moves to the east on Friday, on Saturday, we're talking about potentially some severe weather. Now, Cappucci, from the looks of this doesn't look that bad, but it could be just enough to give you some lift and to give you maybe some elevated storms and maybe some, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think moisture in this case is just kind of scant because, of course, it is February. If we had the same trough orientation and storm path, we would probably get more significant severe weather in like late March or April. But it's just a little cool. Dew points are mainly only in the 50s, flirting with 60. I do think Friday night will feature some elevated hailers in, Azona, Midland, Odessa, Fort Stockton, the Pecos Valley of West Texas, the Permian Basin. Dew points are not super high. Look at Odessa right there, for example, flirting with mid 50s. We'd rather above 60 to get severe weather. And when we talk about elevated storms, we're essentially talking about storms that form over a shallow lip of cool air near the ground. So a lot of these cells that form Friday night in West Texas are doing so over that shallow lip of cold air near the ground. And they're also doing so behind the instigating frontal boundary. And so the tornado risk will be slim to none. Could be an isolated hailstorm, mainly about quarter to perhaps $half sized hail. I'm more intrigued by what happens as we get towards Saturday evening, especially east of Interstate 35. You see the whole frontal boundary finds a little better moisture. I think especially, right around then, late Saturday night, we might find slightly better shear, changing winds with height, such that we could squeak out an isolated spin-up tornado or two somewhere in like western Louisiana, southwest Arkansas, maybe East Texas, Tyler, Longview, down to Houston and the Golden Triangle.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And to Cappucci's point here, this is the NAM model showing you potentially how this is going to play out. There's a lot of noise in this, so ignore some of the moisture here. This is just how the NAM model does it. But you'll notice our low pressure that we're going to have. Let's go back here to Friday, because we'll kind of time this out here. We could, Dan, this is our West Texas magic here. We always chase in West Texas. Places like Lubbock, Amarillo, instead of talking snow and brutally cold weather, we're now talking potentially some severe storms. But you'll notice here, there really isn't, the low pressure does not look that strong, right? You're not really going to have a super organized cold and warm fronts. You will, to Cappucci's point, you'll have a low somewhere right in there. You'll have a warm front here. You'll have a cold front back there. And so you will have some storms that form along it. But to your point, Cappucci, they're going to form north of that boundary. And the boundary is not going to be strong enough for these storms really to rotate. And so that's why we've only got a marginal risk for storms. What do you think, Cappucci? I'm thinking, Friday is like mainly an elevated hail day. Saturday, maybe more of a wind threat potentially.
Yeah, I'd say so. I just think because these storms are elevated on Friday night, meaning just kind of higher above the ground, they'll have a tougher time mixing down that momentum, that jet stream energy from the loft and getting it down to the surface, especially because, there's a sort of a ceiling to the lower atmosphere, if you will, above which these storms are forming, but they're just not going to be able to break that boundary to get wind down to the ground. Now, Saturday night could be a different story. So yeah, Friday in West Texas is mainly a hail day. And honestly, West Texas is so hail prone. I mean, Fort Stockton gets tennis balls seemingly every year, every other year. Del Rio gets baseballs like every 3 to 4 years. Ciudad Acuña in northern Mexico gets hail all the time. So quarter-size hail in that part of the world is basically a non-event. Quarter-size hail was the highlight of my childhood, which is funny to get now. I barely get it.
We get quarter-size hail here in Ohio, and I'm getting, texts from my mom, my grandma or grandpa, my entire family, all my friends saying, what is going on? I mean, you get quarter-size hail in West Texas, and they're like, this is nothing. This happens all the time. So that won't be that big of a deal. But to your point, Cappucci, this is Saturday night here, guys. You can see Saturday during the day, Central Texas actually might be fine if this model is correct. But you can see some moisture, some rain. It's probably overdoing the precipitation there. But once we hit about 4, 5, 6 p.m. at night, that's when we'll have this probably linear type line of storms. But with that low starting to get more well organized, you can see the center is up here. You can see, this is kind of your cold front on the backside. You've got your kind of warm front swinging up somewhere in that region. You're starting to get some warm advection here. And that could be just enough to give us maybe a spin up in this line, to your point, Cappucci. But it doesn't look, I don't think we're going to have a widespread tornado outbreak at all on Saturday that we need to, start raising the alarm bells for.
No, I'm saving my energy for real severe season come April, May, June. I think I'll be in the road for probably 3 months this year. I cannot wait.
3 months?
Ideally, yeah.
Wow.
It's time.
That's incredible. So I will definitely see you out there then. I'll be out there for probably much less, but I will be out there at some point.
Do you have the date selected?
No, you know what? This year I have said I'm not going to select the date 4 months out because I've done that in the last 3-4 years and I've seen half a tornado. So like
a funnel.
Yeah. No, it was half. It was half of one.
Funnel.
I looked. It was on the ground. No, it was on the ground, but I was texting. And so by the time I turned around, it was half and it was not on the ground anymore.
That's a funnel.
No, it was half a tornado.
It did touch the ground.
It did. It did touch the ground. So I did see it was a tornado. I just only saw half of it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So yeah, that was chalk. That was the Clovis Day, Cappucci. When it touched down for like a half second and then went back up. And then we had that like massive one inside of that, mega storm that no one could see. But it just like, it looked crazy on radar.
Oh, wait, this past year?
No, this was like, 2023.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, there was also a couple Clovis days this year. And, I'm thinking the Roswell day. Roswell was a fun day, but no one was really on that up close because there were no roads.
Yeah, Roswell's chalked. Yeah, Roswell's chalked. We were in Roswell for a little bit. I think maybe last year, the year before that. I think, Dan, the only thing we saw there was ice because all the storms, I think, went north. I love New Mexico, though. New Mexico's amazing. The aliens there I can see why people think they're aliens after seeing the storms that are there. I mean, they look like freaking spacecrafts. So, wow, Jimmy Buffett would approve of this message. Fantastic. You never know what the comments are going to go on YouTube. You just never know. So Sunday also, we've got potentially another threat that this low is going to continue sliding to the east. This is just a general depiction of what this could look like here. But somewhere in the southeast, in Alabama, in Georgia, maybe even in Mississippi overnight, we likely are going to see some, storms. I don't know how severe they'll be, but to me, let's go back and look at the low pressure here and see what we're talking about here. But the storm's going to be the most organized in terms of pressure, still 1,007. So we're not talking about. Oh my goodness!
Jennifer and Snow Right tipped $100.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa!
Oh,
wishes
Jennifer!
Central Texas.
Wow! Jennifer with the banger! Oh my goodness! We got the brother and dancing in the right corner. Oh my goodness! Jennifer Wright with the 100 bomb. Oh yeah! Let's go! That is massive. Oh my goodness, guys! Jennifer is absolutely, she is an absolute hero here on the stream. She says she's in Central Texas. Okay, Jennifer, we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, Cappucci, is there anything about Central Texas that has you worried?
With this setup, not really. I love Central Texas, by the way. People always underestimate how much of a flood risk Central Texas has, just because they average like 30, 35 inches of rain per year. But the landscape of hill country, especially between like San Angelo, Abilene, Brownwood, is so favorable for flash flooding. But in this case, I think we just really don't have that much at all. The rainfall rates won't be especially high. Western Oklahoma might get some training or repeating of downpours out there. And you're like Weathersford, Elk City, Sayre, Carter, Eric, around those areas. But yeah, not for us.
Yeah, that's good news. So Jennifer, I think this is not going to be your storm. We're still, guys, we forget we're still in February here. So we're not even close to the heart of severe weather season. We can start to see some systems that do bring some storms, and that's what this one will be. It'll be a system that'll bring some storms to the south, maybe some severe storms, some marginally severe winds, maybe a spin up. To Cappucci's point, on Saturday night, I could potentially maybe see a spin up on Sunday, but we are not talking about a widespread tornado threat at all. And just to give you guys an idea about what the SPC is thinking about this, let's go to their outlooks here. This is the next couple of days. This is Thursday, so maybe some storms. I don't know why they're highlighting Utah here. That must be, they're not talking about thunder snow or anything. That's interesting. This is Friday. So here's this marginal risk for Friday. Once again, marginal is a 1 out of 5. So it's the lowest risk they can issue. This is your general thunderstorm risk. This is your marginal risk. So we're talking about very limited severe probabilities here. Not too concerned, but that does go from Oklahoma City all the way down to Odessa, Fort Stockton. So that's, once again, hail is the major threat on Friday. Saturday, we do expand eastward. Okay, this is the first time I've seen this. This is a pretty big area for a marginal risk. Day 3, so there's still, they still could upgrade this to a slight risk. We'll see how this trends. I would not be shocked if that line holds, if they add a slight risk. What do you think, Cappucci? Right along the Texas-Louisiana border in there, I wouldn't be shocked.
I would agree. I think we'll probably go up to a slight risk once we have better confidence in there being enough moisture and enough instability, juice to get these storms just a little taller such that they feel the jet stream. This is kind of a weird time of year where we oftentimes have an abundance of shear, changing winds with height. The jet stream is plenty amped up, but it's just not as warm, so we don't have as much juice. I think we'll get just enough juice to get storms to go just tall enough to feel that jet stream. So damaging gusts around 60 miles an hour is my main concern. Yeah, you see the yellows kind of stay farther south. Like we won't have a ton of juice coming ashore. So juice is meh, especially because it's nocturnal, it's February. But if we can get a little more juice, then I'd say, yeah, more of a damaging wind threat as we reach up and pull some jet stream momentum down.
Yeah, that's right. This is the definition of meh juice. You know, we talk about juice. This is like your storm Gatorade, right, guys? This is how storms go boom, right? When you see storms that just like absolutely skyrocket, get really tall, massive, you just don't see a lot of that in January. You don't have a lot of fuel. It's not incredibly hot, right? And we're going to have temperatures in the 70s, not in the 90s. Moisture is going to be down. So that's why this right here, we're only talking about values, Cape values here, 300, 400, 500, 700.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, what do you think, Dan? That's kind of meh. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a little meh.
Yeah. What do you think, Stu? Is it a little meh?
It is meh as you if you're in the earlier parts of the year. 700 Cape is kind of like 1500 in the middle of August or something like the middle of July, middle of August, because as you get further into the year, you need more instability. But what I've noticed is that if you're in the early months of the year or even in the later months like December, like 1,000 joules per kilogram can mean 3,000 normally in the summer. Like it's just all about the time of the year.
Yeah, you can get, when you have a really cranked up low pressure, you can absolutely get overcome some of those instability problems, right? Because you get natural lift from a strong low. Now, the thing about this is not going to be a strong low. So we won't see widespread, a massive widespread severe weather event. But Saturday night, there could be just enough instability right along the Louisiana, Texas border here, coupled with the storm system starting to strengthen, getting a little bit stronger, a little bit more spin in the atmosphere. We could get just enough to be able to have, maybe some storms that are spinning. Here's your updraft helicity here. You can see, this is your, 0 to 3 kilometers. So we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here. But there should be, if the storms kind of align here, there should be plenty of spin, right? And these storms, they won't be spinning and rotating significantly, but there will be enough shear and helicity there to maybe get things going. The problem is going to be the instability and the moisture. And we just simply don't have a lot of that for this particular event. But once again, this is where I'd say the slight risk might be issued if they are going to issue one, and they'd probably do that in the next day or two for strong winds, and then maybe add like a 2%. What do you think? I think a 2% Cappucci will probably be added, maybe more. We'll see how this trends. Because oftentimes, guys, this is going to trend one way or the other, right? This thing could uptick as we get closer. There could be more moisture, more instability, or this thing could downtrend. It could be absolutely nothing. And we don't know that at this point. We're just going to have to wait. But right now, it's not looking too strong.
Yeah, I could see a 2% happening. The other tricky thing with this time of year is storm mode. So often we get these little squall lines with embedded kinks of spin. Even if they're parameter space, the overlap of ingredients could favor a tornadic or a rotating storm. The structure of the storms is often more linear because the forcing is very localized. The forcing meaning the oomph. As Brady animates that, you'll see it forms mainly a squall line. We don't really have any individual supercells ahead of that line. If we were to get a supercell Saturday night into early Sunday morning, then yeah, it would probably rotate. It would probably produce a tornado, maybe significant. But I just don't really see that happening because we don't have enough juice to sprout a supercell ahead of that line. Really, it's just going to be a squall line along the cold front. And so for that reason, even though the ingredients are there, a meager amount of instability, fuel, and sufficient shear, the storm mode's just not really favoring fully capitalizing on that environment.
That's right. And for that reason, I'm out, right? It's a Shark Tank special
Shark
there.
Tank. Speaking of which, I just got a phone call from a tutoring client, so I'm going to have to run soon too. I'm out as well. But Cappucci, it is so good to see all y'all. And Brady, as always, thank you for having me on.
Now, Cappucci, guys, Can we just let's spam W's for Cappucci in the chat right now? Cappucci, you're the man. Thanks for joining. Any final words for the people? Or anything you want to promote or shout out or whatever. You can say anything.
I just want giant hail. Everybody say a prayer that I get a 7-inch hailstone this year. I want to be the one, like 100 years from now, when they talk about some random dude finding a 10-inch stone, I want that random dude to be me.
Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully it doesn't hit you on the head. Hopefully it falls peacefully at your feet, right? Yeah.
Peaceful and bowling ball size hail are rarely in the same sentence.
Yeah.
You need to get a hail catcher on the top of your car.
Oh.
I do.
Just put a bunch of buckets. Just tape a bunch of buckets to the top.
No, because then the buckets will get destroyed and then the hailstones will shatter. You need to get like a soft net to catch them.
I've thought about that. Someday, if ever I make cajillions of dollars and have ample disposable income to buy a giant trampoline, I'm just going to get like a half-mile wide trampoline and put it in West Texas.
Yes.
Yes. If any eclectic billionaires would like to fund my weird hobbies, let me know. We can make that happen.
Chat.
If we have any eclectic billionaires in chat, let us know now. And let me send in a donation. Okay. Cappucci, thank you for joining us tonight. Let's give it up for Cappucci. I wish I had a clapping sound effect. I think I do. Here we go. Cappucci. Thank you, brother. See you on the next one.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
All right. I don't know if this is going to end. It just keep going. I don't know how to stop it. Is it going to come? Oh, no. It's playing again. I don't know. How do I stop? Dan, how do I stop it? Can you help me, please? I can't figure out how to stop it.
Where is it?
It's still going.
Under media assets?
Oh, no. It's still going. I minimized it. I lost it. I can't stop it. Oh. Hey, everyone give it up for Dan. Everyone give it up for Dan. Let's clap for Dan. Okay. Wow.
That was
massive. What, guys. That is absolutely massive. And if we do have any eclectic billionaires in chat, let me know. Poll right now, running the poll. The last poll. Do you know how to photo germatize? Do we have anyone in chat that knows how to photo germatize? Let's see. Let me know in chat.
Photogrammetry.
Yeah.
Photogrammetry. Okay. You looked it up. Dan, what does it mean?
It's where you photogrammetrize something.
Getting 3D images of something.
What? That can't be real.
It is. Look it up.
So yeah, I think what we need to do is help Matthew get some 3D scans.
That's right.
I actually just sent him a DM on Twitter. So
that's right. I got to get him to 3D scans here. Okay. So lastly, we're going to talk about the last little bit on the severe weather here. This is Sunday. And also, I would not be shocked here. Let's just look at some of the severe weather parameters for Sunday. Because
Kevin Sparks super chatted $25. Another banger of a show, brother.
Oh, Brother Kevin. Brother Kevin with the absolute banger. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The vibes are high. The vibes are absolutely high. Oh, yeah. Brother Kevin with an absolute banger there. Oh, thank you, Kevin. That was absolutely incredible. So this is Sunday. Kevin, he said another banger for the show. Oh, my goodness. Just it warms my heart, Kevin. It really does. Michelle says she's a future billionaire. With that photo, absolutely. Absolutely. That is a massively epic photo here. So, Sunday. This is actually what has my attention a little bit. You can see Sunday still enough instability in Alabama and potentially in Georgia to potentially get some storms here. That quickly dies, though, Sunday night. So if anything is going to happen, it's going to happen Sunday during the middle of the day here. So if you do live in Mississippi, if you do live in Alabama, you're going to get a squall line. When that squall line moves through, there possibly could be an isolated spin up here. I'm not even saying tornado because I tell you what, the parameters are really not there for an outbreak, right? The storm mode will be linear. And so having said that, I'm not extremely worried. Wow, this is just a terrible representation of this. Hold on, let's go to there we go. Okay. The NAM the 84-hour NAM is kind of chalked here. But there's that squall line that this model's picking up right in there. You can see not a lot of discrete action out in front, and that's why we're not worried about a widespread tornado outbreak by any means.
Can you pull up the Rufus?
Let's see.
On here.
I don't know. Doubt it.
The RRFS is what it's
called. Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
This model does tend to overdo things. It is being replaced by it is replacing the NAM eventually. I don't remember exactly when, but again, it does tend to overdo things. But it still can give you a good perspective as to what's gonna at least happen.
Yeah. So guys, let me just show you here. This is a really good depiction of what's going to happen here. Massive W's too. So here's your stuff on Friday. This is your elevated stuff. This is your isolated hail potentially. And even as far north as Oklahoma City here, potentially getting in some gusty winds, some lightning. I think our Oklahoma City brethren will take that over snow. But then Saturday, what happens? The storm system goes east. You can see it does start to crank a little bit up here at the center. And by the time we hit Saturday night, that's when we'll have this line, this kind of broken line of storms that does move through. And once again, guys, this does not look, this looks pretty linear. This looks, very cluster-esque, not really supercellular, right? So this does not make me pause. This screams damaging winds right here. This is a line that screams strong winds, maybe some small hail, but I'm not worried about widespread tornado outbreak yet. That could change. Right now, that's where we're trending. And then as this line moves to the east, you can see it becomes a full-fledged squall line. By the time we wake up Sunday morning, we will have a little bit of a noisy, windy morning in Mississippi. And then as we go east into Alabama, that's when this thing will be fully squalled out. So, having said that, this low is going to be cranking. You can see right in there, there's that comma shape that we just talked about. So there will be ample spin here. The problem is this is just a complete, very linear storm mode. So it's a lot harder to get a tornado with those conditions. When you have that line of storms, you'll have these little kinks that will form, but you won't have widespread tornado outbreak out in front of this thing. And then instability as we go throughout the day on Sunday is actually going to wane pretty quickly here. I do think this might overdo the showers and storms here, but you do see storms that even go as far east as South Carolina, which less than 2 weeks ago we were talking about a potential blizzard, and now we're talking about severe weather, how things change very quickly, and that line's going to quickly move off the coast by the time we get to Monday morning.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised either if within where the low pressure track, so if you go all the way back to where the low pressure system is centraled over northeast Oklahoma, I wouldn't be surprised to see some cold core setups up in there. Yeah, right back where that was. It was like 1 a.m. or something, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised to see some random spin-up tornado happen if you go a bit further into Saturday. Yeah, right there. Right where kind of northeast of Oklahoma City in that Tulsa area. I wouldn't be surprised to see a random spin-up tornado because with cold core setups, you usually get at least 1 or 2 tornadoes just randomly happening.
Yeah. We'll have to watch this very closely. Dan, I don't think you'll be chasing this, will you?
Likely not chasing, especially that setup at night.
Yikes. Yeah, this is what you call Mississippi slop here, guys. And it won't even be particularly good slop just because the environment here is you're just not going to have enough moisture. You're not going to have enough storm fuel, and you won't have really that good of storms here. So we'll be watching this. We'll be tracking this as we go throughout the next couple of days. The other big story here that I just quickly want to hit on, you're going to see me making a couple of videos over the next week, a couple of those shorts about the West Coast, our West Coast brethren. Once again, if you're a West Coast brother, let me know in chat right now. But we're going to zoom in here because watch what happens as we go throughout the next week. We're going to have several storm systems that once again slam the West Coast. That means snow and rain are once again going to return to California. It's your time, California. The pattern has changed, and you're going to get major wind, rain, and snow, mountain snow in the Sierra Nevada. Watch what happens Saturday, Sunday. Things are going to kick off Monday morning. You can see heavy snow, heavy rain in San Francisco, heavy rain in LA, but then big time mountain snow in the Sierra Nevada. And we're going to be talking about feet, not inches, by the time this is all said and done here. So let's go Monday. Let's go Tuesday. Things are still, look at this. We've got a parade. This is what I mean when I say a parade of storms, one after another, just pushing on shore and bringing an almost continuous stream of moisture to our California brethren. And this even goes into Wednesday. Look at this. Wednesday, by the time we get to Wednesday night, that's when the snow is going to stop, is Thursday morning. And then the Cascades start to get in on the action as well. I don't think we're going to be talking about a big snowfall event for Seattle, but we will be talking about big-time mountain snow in the Cascades by the time this is all said and done. And then as we go later in the week, you can see the fire hose kind of switches to the north. Now it's the Cascades' turn, the Pacific Northwest turn for rain, snow, and wind. Look at that. That is what we mean by a atmospheric river. You can see right in there, there is your atmospheric river. It looks like a fire hose just pointed at the coast, and rain and snow continually flows on shore for days now. So we'll have to watch how this trends. If this trends a little bit stronger, we could be talking about some flooding problems once again in Washington and Oregon. But at the bare minimum, huge, big time mountain snow out west. Let me show you by the time it's all said and done, we're going to be counting our snow in feet. And look at this, guys. Unbelievable. This is just from the very beginning here. Massive, massive snow falls in the Sierra Nevada, in the Cascades, and then even for our snow resorts, for our ski resorts, Utah and Colorado, which have been desperate, absolutely desperate for some snow. Finally, our West Coast brethren are going to get some snow. And that's, I couldn't come in time, guys, because, I can tell you what. I went to Colorado last week, and looking at the mountains, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. So they could use this big time. Dan or Stu, are you guys skiers?
I've not skied once in my life. I've done snow tubing.
Snow tubing. That's
it's fun.
Unreal. Dan, you've never skied?
No, I've skied. I'm not going to say I'm good at it, but I've skied.
Well, that doesn't matter. The point is, have you skied before?
Yeah, I've flown. I've propelled my body down the side of a mountain.
If anything, I want to do snowboarding. That seems more fun.
No, don't do it. New poll. Have you skied? If you have skied or snowboarded, vote yes. If you haven't, vote no. You can always vote for the It's Chalked version as well. So that's what we're talking about. Those are our two probably big stories in the U.S. for the next couple of days, is that severe weather potentially in the south, and then the mountain snow out west for our West Coast brethren. It's unreal. Stu or Dan, you guys got anything else that's got your attention right now?
Do you want to talk about the upcoming Storm Prediction Center changes, or do you want to save that?
When do those go in effect?
March 2nd. So,
yeah, let's save them because
yeah.
I need to read more on them because I'm gonna be honest, I don't fully understand them.
Go check my if anyone is curious, go check my pinned tweet on Twitter.
Okay.
That
Good
right there.
Guys, this is by the way, this was my view flying home. This is over Ohio, and Ohio is finally. Actually, this is the other big story, guys. Is the thaw, the melt that's happening across much of the country here. You've been seeing me put out some videos about warmth finally returning. This looks like Siberia, guys. And this has been this way for the past 2 weeks, basically, or more. We've had a foot of snow that's been on the ground, but all of that is about to change here. And this is going to be, over the next week, you're going to have temperatures finally warm up here. And you already have temperatures. If we have any Montana, do we have any Montana, Dakotas, brother in the chat? We've got, basically 50s and 60s, all the way as far north as Montana and South Dakota. We are absolutely baking right now from where we should be for this time of year. So this is unbelievable. And then going down into, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, our Missouri brethren sitting in the 60s over the next couple of days. That's not going to change at all. For the next several days, we are going to see a little bit of a cool down here. But even on, Sunday, Monday, and then as we go further in the week, look at this. Our Ohio brethren, we're talking about 70s potentially in Kansas, in Wichita, and that warmth is going to spread east. And I'm getting excited because I've been so freaking cold lately.
You're the one that wanted the cold.
No, well, I want the snow. I don't want the cold. Oh my goodness. But then as we go into Saturday, or this is Wednesday of next week, 63. Are you kidding me? This is the temperature anomalies. Oh my goodness, look at all that red. That is a blowtorch of all blowtorches right there, chat. That is just like flames.
That's what we call a pattern flip, and I'm here for it.
And this happens, guys. This absolutely happens. Weather is a cycle, right? It goes one way and then it goes the other. That's how weather works. So we've been frigid here in basically the entire eastern half of the country, and now the switch has flipped, and we're going to be absolutely on fire here. We're not talking about temperatures in the 80s and 90s, but for this time of year, for February 12th, we're talking about temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, which is significantly higher. We're still in winter, guys. We still could get a couple more winter storms. I would not be shocked as we get towards the end of February. Right now, things are absolutely cooking in a major way. And I for one, I don't know, Dan, what your thoughts are on this, but I'm kind of about it, right? If we're not going to get snow, bring on the heat.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
What about you, Stu?
Yeah, I like the heat more than the cold. I hate the cold. I hate the snow. The only thing that's fun about the snow is drifting in the snow. That's the only thing that's fun.
That's right. Although you do notice, guys, I just noticed this in the loop. We did kind of have a little bit of a breakdown of the polar vortex, a stratospheric warming event about a week and a half ago. So what that means is by the end of February, we could be talking about a return back to the cold. You can see we've got some big time cold air kind of loading up in Canada. That's exactly what happened the first time back in January before we had that major cold outbreak. We had a big pool of cold air form up in Canada, and then it just bowled its way into the U.S. and then stayed there. And so the last week of February, it does look like we've got more of the same, another kind of big bowl of Canadian cold air starting to pile up, and then we'll have it be pulled down with some low pressure systems, undoubtedly, by the time we get to the end of February. So we do have a warm up now. Doesn't look like it's going to last. By the time we get to the end of February, we will flip back to the cold. I tell you what, if we don't have snow with that, I'm out. I am absolutely out. I'm absolutely out. Chat right now, put what temperature you were at today. What was your high temperature today? What were temperatures in the 50s? Were temperatures in the 40s? Let's check it out. As we do that, we're gonna put on some more music here. Let's see. We're gonna try out these songs. Let's go back to the DJ booth. You guys are gonna tell me as you tell me your temperature. Let's put this one on. Let's see if this one's a banger. Uh-oh. We got DJ. Oh yeah. Let's go. We got 60s and 70s. This is kind of a banger. Yeah. Oh, what's up? We got my brother Cat over there vibing. 50s and 60s and 70s. 6, 7. Whoa. Oh, this is a banger. It's 26 for Kelsey. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this one? This one's kind of a banger. 28.2. That is chalked. Rob, it's 37. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see another one. Let's see if we got another one here. All right, let's try this one. What do you guys think, Dan, Stu? What do you think of that one?
That one was good. I like that.
Wait, this one's a banger too. Oh, this little vibes at the end of the stream here, chat. 3, 2, 1, go!
This is banger, bro.
Oh, this is an absolute banger, bro. All right, we got some absolute bangers.
Show us your best dance move.
Hey, this is absolute money. Let's hope I don't get copyrighted for that one. Who knows? I might get one. Wait, check this one out. I even put the Stormcat song on. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Okay. That's chalked. Chat, if you have any songs that are copyright free or you make any songs with AI, let me know. I'll put them on the soundboard here and we'll get some more songs loaded up because I think this could absolutely have a future here on the show. We got Seawolf Lover. Says nice music. Oh, Seawolf Lover, thank you. Massive, massive compliment here. All right, we're going back to the show here. I think we kind of talked about what do you guys think of the music? What do you think of the new DJ booth?
That was dope.
That was amazing.
Thanks, guys. All right. Any final thoughts from you, Stu? Are you seeing anything else that is catching your attention in the weather?
I think for the next, let's see, about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, we'll have some low-end severe weather setups to, kind of get us primed and back into the feel for what's to come for, when we get to peak season. So I think now is the best time to make sure you have all your preparations done. Get all the gear that you need for the weather season. So, spare batteries, flashlights, gas cans in your car if you want, just anything emergency supplies just in case you have a severe weather setup coming your way and you need to take cover in your basement and you gotta if your house gets hit, you gotta go through the rubbles to make sure you have some closed-toe shoes.
That's right. Yeah, I completely agree. Have a plan in place, have a bag, and have an idea of where you're gonna go, right? Say you get a tornado warning, get a severe thunderstorm warning, worst case scenario, have a plan ready, right? You don't have to prep. You don't have to buy, 5 million canned goods. Just have a couple supplies. And there are some really good resources online that we can kind of show you. There's some good websites that give you ideas. Maybe one of our mods could put that in chat. But there's a bunch of good websites that can kind of show you, okay, you need a blanket, you need this, you need that, a flashlight, right? Just some basics. Have that packed in a bag and ready to go. So if the worst does happen, you're ready to roll. Dan, any final words from you, brother?
Well, along those lines, make sure everyone in your family knows what the plan is and maybe practice it and make sure that that plan is ready to go.
That's right. And Dan, how are you? Are the vibes high? The vibes good?
Oh, the vibes are off the chart.
We love that. We love that. It's
Can I say that any more monotone?
You could. Garrett, try it.
The vibes are off the chart.
That face again. Look at him. He's still doing it, bro. How?
I look like one of your cats.
We got him to break character. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we love that. Well, I think that's all we got for the show. Do we have any pictures? Let's just see. We have any pictures from the chat about. I showed you a bunch of pictures from the Storm Chasers Summit. Let's see if we have any pictures. Ooh, okay, we do. All right, let's go through. We're just going to go through these one by one. Wow, look at this picture. We got, nope. R. Patterson sent this banger. It's a cat. Oh, my goodness. Watching the stream. That cat. Storm Cat. What number have we done? 32. This is Storm Cat 32 here, watching the stream. Now, he is just locked it. That cat, Dan, I don't know if I've ever seen a cat more locked into the stream before.
Yeah, he's pretty dialed in.
He's dialed in. I mean, he's absolutely dialed in here. Wow. Okay. What the hell is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Is that a beaver hog? I think it is.
I don't know. I don't. I really okay, I will have nightmares. Whatever that is,
that's your
I
sleep
don't have
paralysis,
nightmares. That is freaky.
That
thing is okay. Okay. Our Patterson. Wow. Amanda. She says, Brady, you need to try this taco sauce. It's so freaking good. Wow.
It does look good.
It does look a little chopped. Wow. Amanda, massive W to you. You're absolutely incredible. This is from Kevin. Oh, brother Kevin. This is a not chalked sunset. Unbelievable sunset there from brother Kevin. That's from California. Is that a basketball hoop? Oh, no, it's not. What's this guy doing? Why is this guy not looking at the sky? Oh, no, I froze. Dan, you're up.
Yeah. So, why was that guy not looking at the sky?
I don't know. Maybe he had more important matters to attend to, like work. Maybe he's working the late shift.
Yeah. So, Stu, anything else on your mind? Oh, there's cat.
Oh, he's back.
We're back.
But no, there's nothing else in my mind.
This guy needs to look up at the sky, brother. Look at the sky, brother. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's 3 cats. It's Storm Cat. Let's see what numbers aren't tanking. 45.
These are half pints though, so they're going to have to be decimals.
That's right. This is 1.2. And then this one is 3.67.
Oh.
There it is. 45, 1.2, and 3.67 there. Wow.
So none of them are pi.
Why don't those cats... There's a perfectly good bed down here. Like, what are we doing?
They're staying warm.
Oh, my God. I froze again. Dan, oh, my God.
So, yeah.
What is happening?
We're going to have to find a pi cat. There'll be a 3.14 at some point.
Yes. We might have to start breaking into the triple digits. We've had a lot of cats.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. I'm looking forward to the Herbie cat, the 53 cat. That Herbie is probably before your time, though.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to disagree with you.
Anyone in the chat, if you remember Herbie and the 53 car, put that in the chat.
I'm not drawing anymore. Wow, this is Baby Storm and the cat. All the same picture in Carly. Oh, my goodness. Massive shout out. Massive shout out here. That is unbelievable. Is that Herbie the cat? I don't know. Okay.
We've started something with Herbie.
Join the Hawk side.
The Hawk side?
Bro, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. This is Weather Guitar singing Guitar Frog is chalked. Wow. Best first time tornado in 2026. Okay.
Is that your dad bod?
Yeah, why did AI make me fat, bro? That is so chalked.
You look like a mixture of Jordan and you.
Oh no. Best first time seeing a tornado. That will be the goal for 2026, chat. Okay.
Dude, it's dad bod you again.
Bro, AI thinks I'm like 300 pounds here. It's chalked. Okay, bro, what is happening? How many did he grade? Oh. Yo, I'm done. Amanda, this is back in February 3rd here. Oh, wow. Movie nights. This is a great way to end the pictures here.
So many beavers.
Movie night snacks here. Wow, this is from North Carolina. This was a couple weeks ago. Okay, we're done. We're done.
I can't, bro. There were so many.
Yeah, it's shocked. All right, guys. Well, what a way to end the stream. What a way to end the stream. This was a great night, and Stu is dead. Dan is he's still somehow stoic. He just always is he's always just locked in. It's very impressive. That's all we got. Oh, Dan, go ahead.
I've taken my melatonin.
Oh, it's blurring it out. We can't see it.
It's copyright free.
Copyright free melatonin. Fantastic. All right. That's all we got here, guys, from Dan and Stu and Matthew Cappucci and Brother Connor. Let's hope his leg is okay. Let's all say a prayer for Brother Connor, guys. Please help Connor, his poor, smelly leg. Help it get better. That was a quote from a movie. I don't know. That's all I got for you today. This is Stormcat 5 here on the Stormfront Freak Network, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Let's get these vibes high.
You're on the DJ.
You know it's not AI. Student life with radar glow to view weather lining up below a warm front lifting tension tight supercells brewing by when the clock hits night. Dan leaned on a steady call. Watch that sheer, he said that textbook y'all. Cappucci smiled with a knowing stare. Instability building in the air. But Connor's flipping off the side. He took a hit, now he's along for the ride. Leg wrapped up, but he's still online. Storms don't stop and neither do I. From tornado threats to Arctic snow, this weather pattern, yeah, it's putting on a show. Alaska buried, the mountains white, while the plains light up on this brilliant night. Up north in Alaska, the blizzard roars, snow piling up along the frozen shores. Alaska buried, oh mountains white, while the plains light up on this glorious night. Out west in the mountains stack it all, Sierra peaks in a snowy sprawl. Wind chills biting, drifts way steep. Winter there, don't mess how it keeps. Oh, sing it with me, Chad. Thank you for watching. Let's go.
Let's go, chat.